So let's introduce about the AI and terminology. So today we will discuss about this introduction about AI and terminologies as like what is the artificial intelligence and machine learning, what is the deep learning and where they are used. Okay, what are the like natural language processor and what are the model we have and what is the generative AI exactly and how we are going to implement in the manual testing to preparing our test plan, test requirement by from the test requirement, how we can generate a unit testing and integration testing and functional test cases, and also security test cases. And as we know, right? So different type of testing we have to use a different kind of data, various set. It depends upon our acceptance criteria requirement. It depends, right? So those I am going to cover, and also I'll introduce some prompting techniques, how we can do the prompting. Okay, so without any coding knowledge for generating it, some kind of a test case generation in manual testing. Okay, and the next tomorrow, like we can discuss the automation related other topics. Okay, yeah. So let's move on to that AI terminology. First is artificial intelligence. Okay, artificial intelligence. So what is meant by that? Anybody? Anyone? Just yeah, which I told you, right? So as we are team, we are going to discuss the things. Okay, machine learning. Yeah, machine learning. Sorry, artificial intelligence (AI) is a set of technologies that allows our computers to perform some task. Okay, so what exactly it is? So it is the artificial intelligence. So it has a set of technologies, not only single technology. It has set of technology, and so it is a kind of built-in a computer, and which can perform some task. But so to perform tasks, typically who required? Human intelligence is required. See, even though it is artificial intelligence, who will train this one? So who will train this one? It should be trained by human intelligence. What is meant by intelligence? Anyone? Intelligence, smart, skill, lot of having a skill, right? So that kind of thing. Abstracted skill. Okay, and artificial intelligence can learn. Okay, it can learn if you pass these things. Okay, if you pass the data, and so it will learn and solve the problems. Suppose so these days, right? How many type of artificial intelligence and where we are using? So lot of places, right? So when it was started, right, the speech recognition, image recognition, right? How the speech and image recognition is well done. Suppose there is an example in a image recognition. So generating a image as well. So the human intelligence has to provide the bunch of a animal. Suppose if you take a dog, okay, so you need to send or you need to pass the data into the machine, okay, machine to identify a dog or dog characteristics. How the machine will learn? So machine will learn based on the image. It has to design an algorithm. Okay, how the dog will have the characteristics of dog. Based on that, it will be like a it will be understand your dog structure, and whenever you ask that what type of dog you want or what type of dog image you want, baby dog or a younger dog or older dog, so that kind of intelligence and provide that outcomes. So we need to tell as our AI system you learn from the my side. Okay, in the sense like that kind of AI system can work on unstructured data. So unstructured data in the sense, so it is a piece of data. So coming to the database, like a data science point of view. Okay, data science. Anyone knows the data science? So data science. So so what does mean is, so there are kind of sources. Okay, there is a one application. Okay, there is a one X application. it is required data from the various other applications. So, but the Dex application required a structured data. Structured data in the sense some pattern, but other systems are outcome. Other system in the sense the third party integrated system data is unstructured. So what we can do is, so we if you do a manual to unstructured data convert to a structured data, it will take huge time. So what we can do is, so by using the human intelligence, we can create an algorithm. How we can create algorithm? How? So there is a pattern. Okay, there is a pattern data. How the unstructured data is coming from the resources, and how we can convert to a required system structured format. So we need a human intelligence. So if you train that kind of algorithms, build the algorithms, so then only we can perform the outcomes, the proper outcomes. Okay. To do that, to do or to use this artificial intelligence, we must require a human intelligence. Okay. And how we can train, how we can machine is learn. So that is another part of machine learning. Okay. And coming to the artificial intelligence, as of now, there are some example, real-time example. I'll gonna explain. That is what a voice assistants. So as we know, everybody voice assistants. Example, Siri, right? How the Siri will work, how the Alexa will work. Anybody done the experiment till now? But this Alexa and Siri came 5 years back, I think, 4 years back. Anybody use some commands? Increasing the voice, call to the persons. Hey Siri, call to my friend so and so. Anybody tried? If not, you can do. You can just experiment on your side. Okay. And also like customer service bot. Anybody heard about the customer service bot? Let me show you that. So if anyone go to any banking site, okay, there is a one more artificial intelligence example. Suppose if I go with the ICICI Bank site, and automatically we will get that customer service bots. Anybody saw that? So this is the one. Ask iPhone. Okay, so this is the one. Okay, it is a customer service bot. So instead of connecting through phone, so there is a robot is there for this. Okay, so this particular ICICI bank is integrated artificial intelligence. Okay, so common queries based on the common questions. Okay, common prompt. Okay, so what it says that first one, hi, welcome to ICICI Bank. I'm a iPal ICICI chatbot. It is a chatbot service. What it does, it helps user navigation on the website. Okay, so what exactly it does? To get start using a quick links or feel free to type below the boxes and you can ask your queries. So what we are doing here, we are using artificial intelligence. But who created this bot? It was created by human intelligence algorithm, by using this algorithm based on the common queries. So anybody knows that ICICI it is a big company and it has a huge number of customers, and they come to know that everyday queries. Okay, every day a common queries based on the common query pattern they identify. Okay, so suppose if they took the data, okay, they took the data kind of 1 year data, 5 years data, what like based on the customer, how number of customer, and what are the common query they figure out, and they created an algorithm and they pass into a bot, something like, and based on the service as well. So based on their service, they are providing credit card, they are providing service like a saving account, personal loan, okay, home loan, all those things. Based on that only the queries will be raised. the customers based on the product or services based. Okay, so it will be raised. So it was created by based on the artificial intelligence. Yeah. So that is about the theory of that, and next move on to the machine learning as well. So a little bit boring, but you have to come to know. If you already know that, no problem. But I'm giving some kind of high level things for you. Okay, most of the things everybody knows, but yeah, I'm giving a heads up on that as kind of interview point of view. It will be useful. Okay, so what is a machine learning? Anyone, if you know, you can also speak. No problem. So as I told you, right, it should be an interactive session. If you know the thing, examples also you can explain. No problem. Hmm? Yeah. So the next one is machine learning. What is a machine learning? So machine learning. So it is also a computer to learn the data. Okay. So computer to learn the data. Okay. So what does mean is we will feed the data. So as I told you, right, in the board, what are the common questions from the 10 years, the common customers? So we'll feed the questions. We'll feed the questions and the answers. Okay. So based on that, if we ask any query, okay, it will provide the answer. And also the machine learning, based on the machine learning, what will happen is it will predict, okay, it will predict that result, the outcome. Okay, suppose in stock market, right? Suppose there is a one stock is uh, like in 10 days it is going raise, and after 5 days it is going down, and so like that it pattern in 3 months it studied that machine based on the machine learning, it was studied and it was analyzed, and you can ask that. So prediction of the next year of this particular task, definitely it will provide the outcome. So based on that also it will be we can purchase the stocks and all those things. Okay, so that kind of algorithm, so based on the algorithm, based on the data learn only, it will come.
I have a
Okay.
question,
Yes. Yes.
Naresh. So, so we all know what question banks are, and question banks are the books with the questions and answers, and textbooks are the ones we use in schools to learn. Okay, so if I give a question bank, if I to the
Mhm.
AI, your machine learning algorithm, am I going to get a textbook out of it? If I want to.
Yeah. So that is LLM actually. So that you have to design your own LLM as well. Okay. So that is a model. You need to prepare your language model. So based on that, so that ICICI Bank has a own model. How? Based on these services. So as you know, right, you are a book bank, you are going to feed to the machine learning. You can ask the question, definitely it will provide the result, accurate result. Definitely it will do that. That is why it is designed for the algorithms.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. And so there are multiple things we have, like machine learning, which you use neural networks and like language processors, all those things. So let me go ahead and we'll see that. Hmm. Okay, so now where we are at the machine learning, yeah. And coming to machine learning, so as we know, it was implemented in that speech, image recognition, traffic alerts in the Google Map. Okay, yeah. So then next move on to the deep learning. So what is the deep learning? So it uses that it is also learning, like deep learning in the sense a type of machine learning that use a artificial neural networks to learn from the data. Okay, so it's like it is a like kind of inspired by a human brain, something like. Okay, how we have brain like human brain will work. How much memory we have? How much memory you have? Anybody? What is a brain human memory? Anyone? If you want, you can Google it. No problem. Okay, try it that one. So, deep learning. Yeah, deep learning. I told you that recognizing a kind of one dog uh, by specifying that dog characteristics. something like. And also deep learning will have a self-driving a car, right? And nowadays, so which company was introduced that self-driving cars? Telsa, right? And what is the generative AI? Generative is a lot of content is uh, there available in the your model. It can be artificial intelligence, or we have done some training on the machine learning. It has been done kind of LLM. So what AI generative AI, which will do that based on that your prompt, it will generate a new content. There are a lot of existing content is there, but it will generate a new content as based on your requirement, Okay, so based on the requirement, how we can provide and how we can see that. So now, quickly jump onto this particular chat GPT. Okay, so chat GPT is one of the AI tool. Anybody explore, or do you have anything about this one? If not, let me know. I will explain little bit hands on this. I think everybody know, right? So this page, quickly type that yes or no. Then I can understand. Then based on that I can take it. Yes, we are excited to do that. Yeah, let me share you that one kind of uh, how do we do the prompting things and prompting tips and tricks. Okay, let me learnings AI effective. Yeah, so let me give some guidelines here. So I have two documents actually. Mm, yeah. So tips and tricks for creating effective manual testing prompts. So now you can see that. So there is a first one. So everyone you can apply the first one, right? So so when you are applying any prompt, so be clear and specify exactly. Okay. So generally, currently, as of now, everybody will use this kind of prompts. Write a test case for login screen. Okay. So write a test case for login screen. So can you do that same thing? Let me ping here. Yeah. Let me. I also do that. Create a test case for login functionality. So if it is a very small and it is a generic prompt, it is a very small and it is a generic, but it is not. It is be uh, it is be clear also. Okay, it is a clear, but it is a very short and generic. Okay, so it has created some kind of successful test cases here. Successful log test case name. Okay, and objective. There are steps. So everyone got the same result or different kind of result. Sometimes it could be a different kind of result. So how many test cases you got? Please let me know the number here. How many test cases everyone got? Hello? Okay, Vijaya is 10. Okay. Are you able to read that one? Comfortable? I got 11. Yeah, Pranita also got 11. Yes. So like that. So here you can see that what is our prompt? Prompt is very simple. Okay. So write a test case for login functionality. So what it does, it has a successful login for valid case. Login with the invalid password. Login for the EMT. Login with only username. Okay. Login with only username field. Login with only password field. Okay. Password masking. Okay. So these are the generic test cases. But how much time it took to write? Hardly 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Are you agreed with that, right? Yeah. So we will explore that and how we can provide the prompt in a exact accurate format and a more effective format. Yes. So like I think Pushpa, right? Pushpa, somebody asked me that based on the acceptance criteria. So as you know, the better prompting, generate a functional test case. Okay, generate a functional and negative and boundary test cases login page where the username between 14 to 15 alphabetic characters and password must be a 12 characters, including uppercase and lowercase and the special characters. So this is the exact prompting. This is our, it is a prompting based on your requirement and acceptance criteria. What you are expecting here. Okay. So I want to write a test cases as a this format. So generally, as we tried like write a test case for login functionality. It is generic. It is not more specific. Okay. Yeah. So I'll provide this one. You can try it. How many test cases you got? Please copy paste it only. Understand the statement. That's all. Yes. Let me try my
Please
side.
paste that statement in the chat so that we also try with the same statement.
Yeah, I done it. I did it. You just copy paste it. So this time we are asking that with some parameter, acceptance criteria. My login, user detail, some length. We are applying a boundary value as well. So which will apply. Okay, which will apply definitely. So let me, are you able to see, right? So this is my prompt. You can mention one more thing here. So your role. Okay. So before the prompt as a test engineer, okay, you can derive like this. More specific. So your aspect to is test engineer aspect. You are expecting a test how the your your prompt or your chat GPT will think. Okay, you are the test engineer role, and this requirement for generating a test case, and what are the testing technique it can apply. So that is also matters here. Okay, so you can define your as a test engineer. I want to generate a function test case, negative test case, boundary value test cases for this login screen, where the user name is the range between 14 to 15 alphanumeric characters, and password must be a 12 character, and which includes password which includes upper, lower, and one number and one special character. Okay. Yes. So let me generate a test case for this. So you can, so how quickly it is generating? So you see, yeah, these are the possible test cases. Okay, along with the test case ID, you can also mention that number of columns as well. Okay, so test case ID, description, and test steps expected. So you want a few more columns, you can add it. Definitely you can add it. I will explain that. And in the prompting, tomorrow I'll tell you the technique. Okay, prompting techniques. So before explaining, I will provide that. What are the techniques we used? Okay, one of the technique chaining. So right now we have done one kind of prompt. Okay, as a test engineer, I want to generate a functional negative boundary, and these are my requirement, and it is generated. So on top of that, we got output. We need to extend our enhancement, like we need to extend our things. Okay, we need to extend in the sense like we want to chain for the next level things. Okay, So now quickly tell that, okay, function test cases, we have a kind of 5 function test cases, and there are negative test cases we asked, right? And also we ask the boundary values test cases. Okay. Yes. So we know that what is the boundary value? Anyone? It is a test design technique, right? What are the boundary value techniques? What is the boundary value technique? Anyone?
Like having +2 and -2 to the specified character.
Okay. So boundary value in a boundary value technique, which will be like your number. Okay. So minimum, there is a minimum number. Okay. Minimum -1. Okay. So there is a minimum -1, minimum -1, and so there is a maximum and maximum +1. Okay. Suppose what is our range of username? Username range. Username range is 4 to 50. Okay. So what is the minimum? Minimum is 4. What is the maximum? Maximum is 15 characters. So in the boundary value analysis, what it does, it applies this one. Okay. So minimum -1. Okay. So like this. So minimum -1 and minimum, and minimum plus, sorry, maximum plus. So now I can apply the 3 and 4, minimum -1, minimum is 4, so outcome is 3, maximum is 15, maximum is 1. It is 16. So now you can see that the same test case which is applied. Let me highlight the things here. So what is the first test case? The first test case. Let me highlight, draw that. Yeah, log in with username, lower boundary. Okay. So what is the lower boundary? This is the minimum. Enter a 4 character, login successful. Login with the upper boundary, it is a maximum. So it is login successful. A login with the just user below lower boundary. What is the below lower boundary? -1. Minimum -1. So it is a 3. Okay, 3 character. So when you enter the 3 character, click on the valid password. Okay, enter the valid password. What is that? There is an error message which we expect. Okay, what is this one? User must be enter the character in between that range. Okay, similarly, log in with that above boundary, upper boundary. So which is 16, which is so maximum +1, which is 16. So it is applied. And there is a one more positive test case. So in between also, there is a one number. It can be anything. You can test 5 or 14, 12, anything. So that was tested. 12 character, 11 character. So something like, again applied for the password as well. Password also on range. Again, which will apply the password related test cases. So to write this test case, hardly it will take 1 day, most of the time, to write all those test cases. So to derive all those things, it would take definitely 1 day. We just copy this one. Okay, we just copy this one and open your Excel sheet. Open your Excel sheet and just paste it. Okay. So like that, you can build your test cases. So as we know, these are the test case template, and also we need a test data. So we need a test data. So we want to prepare a test data before our test execution. As everybody know, right? So before executing, you prepared a test cases. So along with that, before executing your test cases, okay, we require a test data as well. Test data which will provide your input. So here it is there, but even though we can also separate it. Okay, so let me do that. So I will add that chaining asking. Okay, so this is my requirement. On top of this requirement, I am asking one more prompt to be enhanced kind of thing. Okay, so let me ask that, and you can also ask. Okay, so well, and so whatever you given, it is okay to me, and add that a new column or a column name is test data and provide the test data for each test case. Provider generate test data for each test case. Okay, so what does mean is, so we are asking continuation of the previous prompt. Okay, so we are not mentioning anything, just we are telling that. So add a new column to above this one. Okay, all of the test cases. If you have specific to that, you can mention that a section name here. Okay, for these test cases, something like. Okay, so let me ask the all test cases. So now we can see that. Let me provide this prompt and also you can also ask. Everybody on the same page? Any doubt, any clarification? Everybody on the same page, right?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. So let me add. Okay. Yes, you see the test data is adding. It is adding a test data column. Okay, in the function test cases, and you see that your test case number, and you can customize. So you want your application name, you can mention it in that. Okay, so it is a TCF02. So you want some name, so you can mention before the prompt. In my test case ID column, I want the starting name hyphen and should be incremented. Then it will definitely generate. Okay, so now you see the test data is separated, and based on your login functionality, so the test data is generated automatically. Okay, so now you see it applies all the cases. So negative test cases. So in negative test cases, you see the first test case is login attempt with empty password field. So leave that user empty step. Okay. Sometime we used to get kind of bullet points, right? Steps with some step one, step two, something like that. So that is also we can provide. Okay. So like we can put the bullet points for each and every step, or put the steps which will include step one, step two. So if I do mostly like if I do like keep on this kind of more prompt, so I will reach the maximum limit. So from here, what we can do is, so like someone, can you share your screen and so let's we will optimize our test case. Okay, so I'll tell you the prompt and here like somebody like type it and we can see that outcomes. Okay, so when you can you share your screen and let's do some more kind of optimization or like adding a test case rename and stepped optimization. We need a step one, step two, the kind of steps required. Okay, shall we add that? When you are ready to share your screen, close your personal things and
I request for sharing actually.
yeah, we have like 3 minutes only, so quickly we'll finish this task. Yeah, you are sharing the screen, right? I give the permission.
Yeah. I'm about to share.
Close your personal activities. I'll stop my screen. Then I
Sir,
can see.
I joined 10 minutes late, so that I understand. So you generated manual test cases pulled from ChatGPT and using them in now Venu is going to show them on what?
No, see, I'll tell you here. So sorry for that. Yeah. So when you can you share little bit of the test case?
Yeah,
Kishore is
actually,
asking some question.
I created
Okay.
this one.
Yeah.
So for this, they have without any limitations, like without any test data. I think I need to provide the same for the test data to add a column, right?
Okay.
Yeah, Kishore, I'll explain here. So very first time, what we have done is we have tell that without test data preparation, I asked that there are some acceptance criteria. I put it. So it was generated successfully. So now what we are going to do is we are asking a chaining of action on the same requirement. Chaining of action in the sense we are filter outing our like based on our requirements, like our client or our lead are asked that prepare a test data. So how do you do that? So in a single shot also we can provide it. So you can write a bigger prompt and it will generate. But just I'm training you to add a chaining of action also. We can optimize your test cases as exactly you want. So now, how many columns currently it is shown? ID, test case ID, test scenario, and test steps executions and expected, right? So now we are going to add a test data. So before executing our test cases, we must require a test data. So the client also want to see that what kind of data you use to executed your test cases. That is a proof of concept. So we must require. So now what we are doing is the above prompt, and we are okay with that. And please, we are telling to or we are asking to the ChatGPT, please add a new column in the test data, okay, as a test data, and generate the test data for all the test cases. Okay. Now what it does is, so it will create a new column as a test data. Okay, and it separates the test data column and along with the data as well. Now you see that.
Okay, got it. So we're proving that about ChatGPT is maintaining the context and also you're
Correct.
chaining the prompts.
Yes.
Okay.
Nagesh.
Okay.
Yeah. So after I add the column name and automatically it has been added with the step number. Maybe you can guide us on whether any other things to be done.
Yeah. So we can change the test case ID. So test case ID. So okay, well, I can write that well, comma, and well, okay, anything is fine. Okay, just we are making like so we are okay with that above thing, something like okay, and change the test case ID as format or update our test case ID column format.
Change
Test case ID. Test case ID, TCID. You need to write, yeah, TCID. Yeah. Then only it will identify, right? TC space ID. Like, okay, change this format, change TCID, like this format. You have to mention the format, your project name, suppose Amazon, right? Uh, Amazon product, some Amazon product.
Okay.
It's not like you can't write first of the school and after I had slept. Ilani ఏం చెప్పింది ఒకసారి పట్టుకోండి. You come to me. Okay,
Let me
నువ్వు
say like this.
రాయడం రాయకపోవడం.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, a product. Yeah, it is also fine. So, and type it. So now, for all the test cases, it prompt will be applied. So that is the way we can do some kind of tuning of our test cases. Okay, right. So
Yeah.
now you see that. Um, do you have any security test cases? Performance test cases? It was not given, right? Can you check? Yeah, someone is talking. Yeah, can you go in mute? Kishore, please be in mute. Yeah, I'm recording because it is going to post right here. Please be in mute. And yeah, thank you.
Yes, Nagesh, you're asking something.
Yeah. So now, can you check that security test cases are given? Yeah, it is there. Security test
It's the
cases.
same test cases for all the same different
Yeah,
categories.
performance test cases. Yeah, it all given. If anything
Yeah.
specific you want to ask, no problem. So that is the way it is. Okay. Right.
Okay. So if I want to add some logouts also, that means it will be recorded under some other, or it will be recorded on the same.
No, you want to go into add a one functionality.
Okay.
Right now it is a login functionality, right? So
Yeah.
define that logout functionality. Yeah, you must define the logout functionality, right?
Okay then.
Registration functionality, and you can ask that and attach it. So just add include something like the word, it will be attached.
I think for registration
Okay.
again, I need to provide all the field names that are.
Yeah, not all the field names, your acceptance criteria, what exactly your requirement.
Yeah, yeah.
So my like suppose you are going to log out, right? What is the logout functionality? Generally we have. So once you log out, which screen should be displayed? Okay, and so or suppose your automatic log out will be there, some kind of application. So default timeout will be reached. Then the user is inactive state. Automatic logout will happen. So there are two way of logout. You have to mention that. Yeah. So that is the way it will be right. Okay. So we need to provide your more constraint, like your more requirement in a pattern format, then it will generate definitely. Okay. So let me show you that few other kind of generic test cases. Okay, for different functionalities, different domains. Okay, and also we can explore few of the things. Let me show you that. Yes. Now we have done simple one. It is for login, right? So here it is, see, tip. What tip we need to mention? Clearly mention your input fields. Clearly you should mention your input fields, validations. Okay, so validations and rules. Okay, validation rules, accepted behaviors, that must be there. Okay, and also you are going to coverage what aspect of your testing. So the above functionality which you have acceptance criteria, and you are going to apply what type of testing, whether it is a functional testing, whether it is a negative testing, boundary testing, security testing, performance testing, and add your expect things. Okay, so there is a one more example. Here it is given, you can explore. I'll share this document, don't worry, you can explore your later point of time. This is the way, just you need to come to know that exact the prompting. Write a test case for e-commerce, check out the page, you have to provide your functionality, validating the items quantity. Okay, correct application of the discounts, and handling of the invalid payments and expiration dates, incorrect CVV, sufficient balance. Right? So this is another kind of example for that. Okay. Yes. and there are kind of realistic scenario. Okay, so as we know, here it is given very good example on email field. It is a very specific. Okay, so test on email field is a simple one, but if your email field has a certain criteria, certain user acceptable criteria. Okay, so let me copy in your chart. Please explore. Someone, please, now who is going to share their screen? Let me ask you myself only. Please share the screen. Yeah, Vijaya, can you share your screen and type this one? So just type it and we can read that, and then after only we can enter it. Hmm. So I'll make you host. Vijaya, I think, can you share your screen?
Yeah,
So
sure.
if I, yeah,
What
yeah,
you have
I'm
kept.
starting. Yeah, and close your personal thing because it is being recorded. Just open prompt only, prompt page. Copy paste prompt. Don't enter it. Don't do the click. So we'll explore that requirement. Yeah. So you haven't logged in, I think. Yeah, maybe you can log in with your. Yeah. Oh, no problem. I think. Yeah, it will give that first time. I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
So generate a test case. So you see that. So it is a email testing. Okay. Generate a test case for an email field that accept a valid email format. What is a valid email format? So I told you that we have given the example. EG means example, user @example.com. So this is a actual email ID format, which is a valid one, and rejects the invalid format. So invalid format we given as some kind of user @ and @ followed by dot, followed by immediate dot. So after the dot, it will accept. And also test copy paste the behavior. Okay, and auto suggestions. Auto suggestion means what is meant by auto suggestion? And copy paste.
Yeah, copying
So
pasting
if
the
you
fields and autocomplete means
correct,
automatically. Sir, one more
yeah, when
question.
you type, yes,
Actually,
yeah, go
when you
ahead,
are
please.
when you are prompting this one,
Mhm.
can we give in the bullet points like that, sir? Can you generate test cases for email field based on the below criteria?
Mhm.
First one is valid email. Second is invalid. Third
Mhm.
one is auto. Like that,
Mhm.
can we explain in detail rather than descriptive like that? What you are writing in a big sentences?
Yes,
Will it
yes,
accept
yes,
the
yes.
bullet points?
Yeah,
So it will.
it will accept. It will
Okay,
accept.
that is easy, no, sir.
Okay. So yeah, you just mentioned that this is your what you are asking. Then what type of format you are asking? You can like in the bracket or you can bullet point or whatever the format. It will take. Okay. Yes. Just click on enter. So let's see that test cases. So valid email ID format. So now we didn't get that test case format, right? Simple format. Okay. Just we are providing a test cases. So not a XML like a table format. You want table format, you have to mention it. Okay, let me tell you that as well. Okay. So let's see the test cases, how many test cases we got. So these many test cases, writing up simple criteria, how much time it will be taken for us ourselves? Hardly 3 to 4 hours, which will be done by quick. Edge cases also it is keeping edge cases. Okay. Yes. So please write that next statement. Okay or well. Generate test cases. Generated test cases in a tabular format. In a tabular format. In a tabular format. and bracket tabular format with tabular format with these are the columns, with these columns, and after the bracket you provide the column names, tcid, test case id, brackets open, test tcid underscore put underscore, yeah, comma, test description, smaller, you can put smaller, it will give that, yeah, test description. So now the above outcome we got a some textual format, theoretical format, but which will not like that. So we want more in a Excel sheet format. Okay, test description, and you can mention the test steps also. Test steps, no, not required. I think we do not have test steps. Okay, test steps and test data and expected result. And you can provide the author name as well. Author name, created date and timestamp. Author name, and you provide the author name, your name. Author name as a some XYZ. Yeah. Or ABC test, ABC test engineer, or ABC tester. Okay. Created timestamp. Just I'm providing a more data details. So what exactly you want, which format we have to mention, elaborate based on that. Yeah, close that column, and so you can yeah, which you want to apply all the test cases or only functional test cases. Also you can specify only apply for the function test cases. Okay, generated lot of test cases, right? Only apply for this to functional test cases. So we can optimize. Okay, it depends upon that. Yes. Yes. Yeah, close that. Yeah, right. Yes. See, test case ID, test description, table is created, steps are given, test data, expected author name, created timestamp. Scroll down, so how quick it is, and which will this time it will only include functional test cases mostly. See various of test data. Invalid, valid, functional test cases. Super good. Yeah. Right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Vijaya. You can stop your screen. Let me share my screen. Yes. Yeah, let's move on to the next one, like including more messages. Okay, include your error messages also. Suppose this, we know that what kind of error messages which will get based on that specific fields. Suppose you see this, generate a function test case, those things banking domain, right? So where the username is
Sir, small
4
suggestion, sir. Small
Yes,
request.
yes, yes.
So it is straightforward, sir. We can go through this one. I think you don't need to spend too much energy on this one. It's straightforward. Now, any tester
No,
can
no,
easily understand.
yeah,
So you can skip. You
I
can
do
will
understand.
follow. You can go through next topic, sir.
Yeah, I
This
do
is
understand. I
straightforward
do
only. Nah,
understand.
this is very easy. Anybody can easily follow these examples and they can. Otherwise, what we'll do
Yeah,
is it will spare time waste, sir. Actually,
we
because it's straightforward.
no,
Actually,
no,
nothing wrong also.
I understood. I understood definitely.
Yeah,
But there are some
even
kind of
fresher also will understand this one because straightforward. Rather
yeah.
than
Okay,
you can
okay.
emphasize more on critical important areas. Sir. Anybody can go through
Yes,
this
yes.
document. Yeah, copy and paste also. Yeah, please.
Okay, okay. Yeah. So now let's move on to the test plan creation. Let's move on to the test plan creation. So let me Go to here. Yeah. So this is my a kind of requirement. Okay, it is. I took a very small application. Let me show you the application, and by the way, you will understand that. And this application we are going to use for automation as well. Okay, so this is a open source application like Orange HRM is a HR management tool. Okay, so if you log in it, you will see that the modules. Okay, yeah. So you see like admin modules. These are the admin areas. Okay, and also like we have a PMI. Okay, and leave. So we have some kind of features. Time, like we can track our time, leaves. We can track our leaves time, like performance. So the employee performance, all these features. Okay, so we already like I have prepared some kind of high level document. Okay, so I have prepared some high level document about this project. Let me ask this project like creating a test plan. Where is my project? Yeah, so this is my project. Now what I can do is, so I will upload this. Okay, generally it is not the case. We will not upload anything, right? Why? Okay, anybody? Why we will not upload? Why I am uploading? Because so I'm telling to that it is a like open source one, right? It is I'm using open source generative ChatGPT API, right? So we need to provide the information. So I'm uploading it by generally. So we have a once we purchase or when we have license, right? So we have our workspace. So we have our workspace access. Okay, we do have a workspace access in company level, and also we have some area we can put all the requirement document. So what we can do is we can mention that workspace area. This workspace, my file is having this one. You can go through that or read the file and generate my test plan, something like that. So currently I'm uploading this file my local area. Okay, so this is not a best practice, but we don't have a chance like how we can feed the data, how we can feed the project information. So that is the case. Okay, I think you guys are understood, right? What I'm expecting to explain. Yeah. So learning AI. This is my project. So it is my project requirement. So now I provided means it is learning. So it got learn everything. I did not ask anything, right? So it just is asking that you provided a requirement tab. Here is a tester. Test case typically focus on the functional constitutive scope and would like to me to generate a functional test case, negative test case. Okay. So why it is saying that we already given the sequence of existing prompts, we have written some kind of test cases, negative, positive, all those things, right? So similarly, it is suggesting that you uploaded a document. So please would like to, you want a next level of thing, writing a test cases for this as well or not. So now I will ask to write generate a test plan. Okay. So let me
But company
ask
one
that.
is it allowed, sir? Actually, company one we cannot upload. For example, you are working in some company, their client.
Yeah,
You are working in
yeah, we
ICICI
should
Bank.
not. Yeah, we should not upload. That's what I told you. So here there is a workspace. Okay, we have access to the workspace. So we need to provide the workspace. In that we need to mention the file name. We will not upload it. So that's what I told you. So it is a right now we are using free version. So we and that
Even
I
if you
have
put that
taken the
link
demo.
also, it is like sharing the data, sir, company information.
Yes, 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 yes. So that is the case, right? they will add some kind of firewalls. So they don't want to expose their criteria. Okay, and what they will do is, so they will bind up some, like if you take a license, right? So it will be private. Your workspace will be private. Your chat GPT, it is already trained, right? A lot of data, large amount of patterns of data it is trained, but we took this one, and also we are training our company data also. We are telling our machine, so please learn my data, and also you can apply these techniques to generate my outcome of new things. But once you upload your data, it will not expose to outside of the world. So that kind of restriction firewalls will be placed by that once our
Yeah.
company
So
is
just to
took
avoid
the
risk and
license.
losing the job, some people might
Yes.
not know directly they will upload. It is risk of losing the job.
That's
What
what
they
yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I
what they
told
can
you
do
the
is,
very
sir,
first time also.
yeah, copy that requirement, and rather than company, just like generic, you can put copy, and rather than company name, remove the company name and put some change that wording, something like that, so that like generic requirement, like yeah,
Yeah, that time you have to
company names should be
you
removed, copy
yeah,
and paste.
that time logos all the direct document upload is not accept, like it is not recommended way,
Uh,
but we don't have like that kind of exercise to do, right? So that is the case I
what you can
upload,
do is
but
open
you
one
should
Word
never
document.
don't.
Yeah, our own document you can
Mm,
open, sir. Copy paste there, remove
mm,
company names,
mm,
logos,
mm,
everything. Put as a generic
mm.
requirement and upload. That's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, even though it is a kind of revealing our
We are removing
requirement
company
data,
name
right?
now. Company names we are removing.
Uh, No,
All
no,
technical
we are
things.
removing company name, but project information is we are revealing functionality also we are revealing, right? So that is the kind of thing we won't do that. So that is the case I told you, right? There is a pattern. There is a like how the Git, GitHub, big buckets, big buckets. Are you able to access big bucket in your local machine? No. Without your credential, you won't access outside of the world. Similarly, they will also purchase going forward ChatGPT, Gemini, okay, Copilot license you will get in your company. So they will apply their security mechanisms, but the way we use, right? So that time it will be changed. We will not upload the document. That's what I'm telling exactly. So we will specify your documentation where it is in your local workspace. You see that Microsoft OneDrive, your company OneDrive. Okay, your company OneDrive will be there. So here it is a Google Drive, so which is not acceptable. But here you see that your personal, which means it is working. Microsoft OneDrive. Everyone knows that OneDrive Confluence pages. So they will integrate. They will integrate our kind of things. So our project information. Already the machine will learn based on the once you configure this particular area or path given to this AI, which means every document it knows that. You just specify the document name, what do you want, then immediately it will pick the data, something kind of thing. So there is a one more option we have upload your own documents in company level, which is not acceptable yet. So keep it in mind. Okay. Yes. Yes. So now let's prepare a test plan. How do you prepare a test plan? Anyone? What is a test plan? Anyone? Just we can say that write a test plan. Write a test plan for above project. Will it okay? It is okay before we started our program, we started our sessions. But as we know that prompting techniques, as we know that how to apply a promptings, very clear, specify format. Yes, can you apply your things here? Who knows the uh, who already prepared this plan? What are the criteria I have to take? Anyone? How to prepare a test plan? What are the criteria we need to follow? Please provide your inputs here. How we can provide a information prompting to generate a better, robustic or better structured test plan. Anyone? See, it is a very easy, right?
Yeah, I mentioned
Prompting is very,
generate test plan.
yes.
Generate test plan for this best project, including covering all the functional, non-functional requirements, highlighting the risks.
Covering one by one, please. Okay.
Covering functional and non-functional requirements.
Functional and non-functional. Okay. Let me type in a notepad.
Highlight risks and issues.
Yeah, let me do that. So create a test plan for above project. Okay. Covering the functional, non-functional.
Highlighting the risks and issues. Requirements.
Highlighting
risk and issues.
Risk and issues. Okay. Next.
Assumptions and dependencies.
Assumptions and dependencies. Still, it is generic. I want more specific. Anyone? Still, it is generic. I can say that. Still, it is generic because you are covering function, non-functional. Yeah, it is generic. So, what is the test plan? Please revise it in your mindset. Please revise your mindset. What is the test plan?
Like including scope, what is the objective, entry criteria,
yes,
environment.
Yes, right. But everyone is telling the common thing only. But see, environment. What type of environment? That is what it is required. Yeah. See, the content of test plan is not. It is a generic. So, what exactly we want in the environment? That is a specific. Be specific in your prompt. See, scope, very good. Already the requirement has scope. You can mention scope, what type of scope. Only include login screen, that is a scope. Be specific. Objective, entry point, exit point, what kind of environment. So how many browsers I want to test? Okay, so it is a Windows. You see, Windows machines, Linux machine or Unix, Linux, okay, or Mac. And browsers, you want to test browsers Chrome and Firefox. That kind of more specific is required here. Okay. See, test plan, one more major thing is test plan requires timeline. How do you define the timeline, anyone? How do you define the timeline? Effort estimation. How do you do that effort estimation? We have effort estimation techniques. Based on the work, based on the time, based on the resources. Resources are very, very important. Okay, resources are very, very important. So let me write this one. Write a test case. Write a test plan. Okay, for the above project, above mentioned project, I have a 5 members of team. Okay, 5 members. Okay, so I have a resources 5 members, and there is a estimation date 15 days. Okay, 15 days or 10 days. And 10 days, I want to test with the environment. Okay, environment. Environment is, these are the environments. Okay. Anything more specific we can add? Any test
It
plan
all
with that I have
it all
found?
depends on the kind of
Yes,
the
yes, yes,
situation and
yes,
the
yes.
project. If it,
Correct,
most of
correct.
what I normally prepare of a test plans, as more generic what you have just mentioned. Apart from that, we also use the testing tools. What we use we use the schedules. What kind of a testing plans we are doing it in there, like regression or what retesting we do there, or risk analysis, mitigations, monitor
Yes,
what
yeah.
are the tools we use for monitoring, what is that we are using for the test executions. There are a lot of things which depends on, again, project to project, and what are the resources we have within the project. And yeah,
Yes.
what is
Yeah,
what
I do
what
agree.
will be the entry and exit criteria, basically. So what all the testing we are covering, is it only for the functional, or is it the
Testing
scope for the
types, yeah, type of testing, type of testing. You can include here.
exactly.
So type of testing, type of
No, sir.
testing
Actually, the
includes.
main thing is what type of see, you need to see what type of project actually. Is it an infrastructure project or e-commerce project, or it could be a, mainframe application. It is very very important. Otherwise, it is generic.
And yeah,
Based on that
that is true. That is
requirement,
true. And
whether it is a
mhm.
SAP based, for example, SAP means technology based actually, then only it will generate a good test plan. SAP,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
example, is it
As
SAP
and
or
as yeah, that that is true,
based on that,
Srinivas.
because
So
this
as
10
a
days and 5 members is that comes on risk based testing when we have limited resources and all. That and all doesn't come because test plan, as a test planner, you need to give your estimations based on the project scope. We don't have any numbers
correct,
now. At the time, we
but
don't have any members
but
and the budget.
yeah, understood. I
Main
do
thing is
agree. I do agree.
project technology is important, sir. E-com or SAS services,
Mhm,
cloud-based project, for example. Then only it will generate good test plan.
mhm. So nowadays, we have like a uh, kind of test plans, right? So master test plan and some subtask test plans also we have, right? In Agile, right? So every release based test plans also we have, right? So that is the way we need some kind of timelines also. So we can include it, but it depends upon that
Is
company, the projects, everything. It depends. I do agree. So no problem. But we must know about the what is the test plan, what are the criteria. So that's what we must require. Okay. So by the way, till now what we had, right, which will AI will replace our testers. Is AI will replace our testers?
It will not replace, but it will make the little easier.
Yeah, it will not replace because AI does not know the test plan. It does not. It knows the test plan writing, but you need to provide your instruction, right? Without it is the assistant. Okay, it is your tester assistant. So you can utilize one of the resource as like an intelligent resource. Your brain is the intelligence. You apply on the artificial intelligence. By the way, your work is very requires smoother accuracy, but you will not replace by AI. AI is a your one more resource, your assistant. You have to utilize your assistant by using your intelligence. You have to apply your knowledge to in your work, day to day work, and you are doing some kind of work like 2 to 3 days. You can apply your work. You are like, okay, I'm taking time on this part. I want to tell my assistant to do that. Okay, your assistant is AI. Right now we have done all those things done by our assistant AI. So that is the way. That is the way. Okay, once AI come, few jobs will be gone. Something statement I saw that, but after this, you must remove that kind of knowledge set. Okay, it will never replace. Okay, our testing and testers will be exist. We are there in the world, but we have to learn. We must learn, and we have to apply that knowledge uh, on this our testing knowledge on that AI, and we can improve our process. We can cut down our timelines. we can expose more and more things. So you can how we can write test cases within 5 minutes or within like 10 minutes. So we can revamp also. So sometime we can do manual, sometime we can do again we can ask rechanging of asking a prompt, you can revert or change updates on the test cases as well. Okay, so that is the, let me copy and paste this here. Prepare a test plan for the project. Type all include. Okay, I'm doing the function testing. Function testing and performance testing. I'm excluding other testing, non-functional, no, not functional, security. Only functional and non-functional. Yeah, one of them non-functional is performance. Environment, Firefox, Linux. So you can mention as I told you, test lead or test manager. Okay, so you can specify your role as well as a test lead. Write a test plan, something like okay. Test. Sorry. Now it is going to write, yeah. So you see the test plan for the Orange HRM Live open source HR management introduction, objective, scope of the testing. So how it took the scope. So include the functional testing dashboard. Yeah. So the test plan is generated, and here you can see that. Yeah. So now you can see it is a generic part. So normal common statement, but here you can see the objective. What exactly the objective? So we have mentioned that one, right? Validate the functionality performance for the Orange HRM live model and ensure the system meets the specific requirement compatible across the multiple environments, including the Windows, Linux, and Mac OS, and as well the Chrome and Firefox browsers. Okay, and also it capture that, and also like it capture all the functional kind of modules, the scope. Okay, it put the scope functional like the dashboard page after login, admin page, EMI module, leave management, time management. Okay, so you can mention that. So scope without scope. So you can also specify that if you know the module. So include the scope or out of the scope it will be mentioned. Okay, and performance testing. So what are the kind of performance testing which we need to apply? Load testing, test testing, compatibility testing for the compatible testing for the, because we are using multiple look like OS, right? So that is the case. And you can also approach that testing, our testing approaches, type of testings, manual, automation, exploratory, kind of thing. Okay. And also you can provide that environment. So if you have more specific, you can add it from power. So later point of time also you can add it, right? I told you that you can ask the next things, next questions, chaining of questions. You can update your test plan one step by step also. Okay, and that roles and responsibility. Your test lead, your name and your activities, your responsibilities. Tester one, and which model they can share across this kind of thing. Okay, and days. So the days, right? So it will automatically allocate the kind of the days based on your test case or based on your requirement size. Definitely do that. Yes, and deliverables. What are exactly the way required is this. Everybody knows that. I don't want to explain. Okay, so risk and contingency also given, but if you want to more specific, you can change it here from here. Okay, so right. Yes, I think That's all about this manual testing thing. Let me check anything is pending. Anything I want to cover. Test engineer and do testing. Again, login requirement. It is also like requirement specific. So this has more function like user authentication, right? So these are the full-fledged requirement. Okay, user must be valid login, 2FA. So these are the new kind of technologies. 2FA, okay. And when user is inactive time, the consecutive logins, minutes, fail out, and captcha verification, forget password. So this kind of authentication rules. Suppose we have authentication rules. So we can put this requirement and ask the questions. So it will generate. So now you see that there are, I mentioned here, I will share you this particular chart, particular document. Here are the prompts. Okay. So let me highlight and show you. So the prompt is you have to give like this UI prompt and API. Okay. Here it is a UI and the below one is API. Let me copy like this for you. Okay. So write a test case, generate a test case for user registration that includes fields, a name, phone number, everything, whatever it is mentioned. When formatting, length, size, password, include all those negative test cases, positive test cases. Okay, and also you can write a test cases for REST API authentication endpoint, and it is a post call because it is a login, right? It is a post call which can include that valid credential, so and invalid credential, all those. And there are some kind of rate limitations or response time validations also. Okay, so this is our requirement. You can ask this, post this requirement, and you can ask this prompts. Then it will give the accurate result. Okay, so then I think we pretty much covered manual things. Yeah. So sample I recorded it. I created it, which means like. So I mentioned also like so sometime what happened, right? If are more prompted, if I do more prompts, so there is a limitation. Today it will be reached, right? So I have limitation like 10 or 20. So if I done that one, I could not able to explain it. So that is the case. I captured the prompts and outputs here. So I will share this. I will share you as well, so we can also apply these things. It is a pretty easy one. Yeah. So I think we covered that manual testing. Okay. So next we will move on to the automation testing in tomorrow. So this automation testing we require. These are the setups. Okay, Maven, Java, Maven, IntelliJ. So suppose if you have, right, okay, no problem. If you don't have, so this you can create here. So if an existing GitHub account may not be work, okay, so better you can create a GitHub account. So what I can do is I will share this data, and there are some videos we have. Follow the videos in my channel, and you can set up your by using your personal data. Okay, so tomorrow we can integrate all those things and we can explore automation. So for automation, my objective is, so definitely we will are going to create a player Selenium playwright test cases, and also we are using Cucumber. Okay, Cucumber like feature file, step definition file. Okay, so how do we create? So and configurations, we can design a one framework. Okay, so and also we can create some API test cases, how to parse the API. Okay, so that all setup I will explain. Then after the setup of Copilot and tips and tricks, all those things. Okay, so let me share this link. So please be ready with the tomorrow. So these two are very, very mandatory. Okay. One is like GitHub account and another is installation of Java library. So if you are C Sharp also, please try to install. So because code gen, what I can do is I will record and I will show you the code gen things. Okay, I'm not able to cover in this session, but definitely whoever working on C Sharp, right, C Sharp Selenium. So what I can do is I can uh, record it separately offline and I will post the video. You can go and explore yourself. Once you've done this, Copilot is a very similar, same kind of thing only. Okay, yeah.